Hello guys and welcome back to the Friendly War League recaps by Domesy. This is going to be a recap on the semi-finals against Reddit Nemesis. This will be our second time that we faced them now, and since both of us are through to the playoffs, one of us had to go down. So let's go right into this war here. The first time we faced them, it was very close. You can see here 89 to 88. This time there was a 3-star differential, so we did a little bit better if anything. I think a couple of them didn't change their bases towards the top end, which benefited us greatly. But still a really good team, so nothing's guaranteed. As you can see from looking at this here, they struggled at the top end. They had a base that wasn't 2-starred, and they also didn't 3-star one of our 10s. And when we go across here, we had a couple of really high percents on the remaining Town Hall 11, so they would have had to do really well to come up with the win against us here, because we didn't do badly at all. What have I noticed from looking through these replays? Well, one of them is the shift from air to using some combination of witches, hogs, and healers. I don't know if that's due to the change to the balloons, or if it is just that the hogs and the witches, they were buffed, so maybe they're just stronger than the balloons now. Let's watch some of these though. Let's get in here. This is Jero. This is his really high percentage 2-star on 11 at a Town Hall 11. He's just using mass bowlers with a queen walk, and you can see that well executed, this raid is still very strong. So it looks like the queenie is gonna go to the left here, just judging from what's next. Yeah, so queen's gonna walk to the left, and his objective here is to chop off the funnel somewhere. I think he'd cut himself in this cannon, and then march through the core with some jump spells. So we got a really nice rage when she's getting low, and here come those funneling bowlers. And here comes the massive wave of bowlers that the warden will be covering. So here are the jumps down. Funnels being created, so most of these are going to go through the core. And there's the warden's ability as they encounter the Inferno Tower and the CC. Queen is taking care of that eagle for him. And they're all going to meet in the middle here. So powered through that Inferno, that's the second dangerous bit gone. And at this point, if those healers stay alive, this cluster is going to live as well. As you can see, there's only the one air defense, and they're going to be attacking it head on, which spells trouble for the defense. Giant bomb goes off, but they're full health. He doesn't lose many. Now the bowlers are being focused here because they have the lowest range, and that unfortunately finishes them off. But what we have here is a few spread out point defenses and 2 full health heroes with healers on them, and 2 is plenty to get through the rest. So I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of this because he does time out with nothing to clean up this part, and the queen decides to dig through here. So he does time out, but they would not have died to 2 point defenses at this point when they're full health. Speed that along a bit, back and forth by the heroes. They're not really sure where they want to go, and it finishes there. 1 defense left, full health heroes, a little bit of cleanup behind them. Really well played by Jero there. And we'll go to Homemade Stellar Raid on 3 here. This is a 10.5. I believe he actually did this the previous time we've faced them in a similar way as well. So he crushes them exactly the same way. He has so much army left that he could probably raid another base after with it. So double jump at the bottom to ensure that they come in nicely and clean out these corners. And we just have a witch slap here. Whole bunch of witches, whole bunch of bowlers. Now pay attention to, because there's not really any splash in the middle here, these skeletons are able to push really far. Look, he still hasn't used his Warden's ability. They're still tanking. Now he uses it here when they're at the best possible moment, when they're under the CC, going through giant bombs and both infernos. But whilst there was nothing killing those skeletons, his bowlers weren't getting hurt by the infernos. And at this point, there is nothing to stop this massive, massive horde. So there you have it, guys. Straight through that base. I don't know how many bowlers are in there, but it looks like a lot to me. I want to put a lot more focus on Town Hall 9, so let's have a look at some of the 9 raids. Let's skip over the 10s. Ah, Phil. Phil always puts on a good show for us. Let's watch what he's got here. What I've noticed with Phil, he always goes heavy on the hogs with a queen walk. He uses his heroes very well every single time. So he's cleaning off this side to make sure the queen walks to the left. Good value for those couple of wizards there. And what he obviously wants to get here is the queen and the CC before he puts the hogs down. So he's going to pull the CC with a couple of hogs here. Here they come. There's his rage for the queen, and here's his poison. So she's going to have no trouble getting through those with that really well timed spells. Now the king's cutting out a different part of the funnel on the left there with another wizard. And the queen is now on the enemy queen. They're the same level, so he can just pop the ability for that. She doesn't really have anything else to fear at this point if she keeps walking around. So here come the hogs for that back side here. Let's focus on those. He's got 2 heals and a rage for them. So the instant heal as they encounter all this DPS. We've got a lot of cannons here. There's a lot of damage. Now, here's the rage to help them through. They're all full health at that moment. So they're all just getting flinged by spring traps, but most of them are full health. So now they're getting low again. There's the heal to receive them on that backside. No, he didn't need that rage for the queen. She's not going to be in any trouble from any of these remaining defenses. And look at that cluster coming in on the final defense. Another huge margin of victory there. There's just so many there. And he's got all the corner cleanup troops. So that base is toast. Still have 2 of the 4 healers as well. Next one we've got is Boom here. Boom is using the 2 healers on each witch flank and cutting through the core with the bowlers and the heroes. This has been a popular strategy this war because these witches are just unkillable when they're like this. So here you got the single golem to tank some of this stuff in the middle and the CC, and these healed witches on the side to make them essentially invulnerable. So pushing through the core here, he's got 2 jumps for it, and they're all going to be on this main force. Bowlers have nowhere to go but in the middle, and Queenie is very busy shooting skeletons. She's going to be at that for a while. That's a full-time job. See this? Oh, she did get a witch there. There's a bowler stepped up to. So we'll continue looking at the middle here now. This golem here has been a bit lazy with his tanking, so the king's having to do it. But this side flank is perfectly unscathed, and that air defense isn't going to bother them for some time. In fact, Queenie will take it long before them. And again, these 2 healers with these 3 witches, they're all fine. They dealt with the queen and they're continuing their stride around. Queen, the golem's finally stepped up. He's tanking for her. She still has an ability in hand. Let's speed along a little bit here. You know the story here, which is slowly progress around the corners with those healers on them. And they're gonna come around the back here. Queenie's not gonna be harmed because there's so many skeletons now at this point. And we're done. So you can see nothing kills them at this point. We have streams of skeletons, witches are still being healed. Queenie's full health. Let's look at number 16 next. Phil's definitely MVP, especially for the Town Hall 9s this war. Two very different strategies, both with heavy on the hogs. So this one, he's actually coming in without the healers this time. He's got one golem for tank and a whole bunch of wizards. Objective, get this queen, get this CC. The single spell for that kill squad. There we've got several point defenses, a big amount of trash buildings, CC queen, and this queen's going to clean up some of the stuff. So he's bringing in these hogs now, big streams of them. He's got plenty to spare, as long as they don't get killed by some splash, he's fine. So there's the first heal for one group. There's a smaller group here that's getting pretty low. He actually has 2 heals for this whole part, so whenever he wants to use them, he can probably swag one of them if he wants. Wizards working this side. Queen's still alive. She's about to go down. And then we have 2 Teslas with a bomb in front of them. So there's the heal. Beautiful. Couple of defenses here. Plenty of cleanup troops. Wizards managed to survive. Nice one, Phil. Another beautiful raid. In fact, the king's still going here. 17 butters. What do you got for us, butters? It's another witch walk. Similar as the previous one. Start the witches off on the flank. Get those healers down. Which flank is he coming in? This one. Other corner, bringing in the other ones. And this is nice because it doesn't really give anywhere else for your troops to go as they start working around here. Extra wizards to really break off the funnel. And here come the heroes. Bowlers will kill these buildings and wander inside. Heroes taking on the enemy queen. Here comes that CC. Heal for the bowlers. They aren't going to be dying anytime soon. And a second jump to get even deeper. So that's all the spells expended here. We've got a skeleton spell left. And this one you can see is causing a bit of trouble. But the witches aren't going to die, so they're just going to slowly whittle it down. Got a troll Tesla in the corner, but there's a whole lot of stuff still going here. The queen is in a real nice place, cutting out those core defenses, and all these external structures are going to go down to skeletons. There's not really much that the base can do about that. There goes the mortar, and from here on it's just a few extra drilled ins and some trash. Four, 5, 6 witches. 6 out of 10 witches still going, along with the queen. So yeah, that strategy is very, very strong and relatively simple, all things considered. You don't require any of the surgicalness of the balloons. Let's do one more of those star raids. You're probably getting a taste for this now. Whole bunch of witches here, whole bunch of witches here. Couple of giants. Extra funnel troops. This one's by No Surrender. Don't think I've featured him yet. Here comes the jump. Bowlers. Looks like Queen may walk here. Doesn't matter, it's a hound. So the witches still took out their air defense before it killed off the healers. And on the side here we have Invincible Witch. Still pushing through with the core. They've run out of jump spells, so they're actually dying slowly. There is a whole bunch of skeletons helping them out. Some of the witches made it inside, so they're getting some additional tanking there. And the bowlers have cleaned out the core successfully before they died. A little bit here to deal with, but we have a big... all the healers are up. Most of the witches look like they're still going, so it's just going to be time at this point. And this one wasn't short on time. So we'll push it through. Let's see how this double cannon fares. Doesn't really do a whole lot against skeletons, I'm afraid. Two more bases to look at, 19 and 21. Let's do 19. This is Wolfhunter. I'm guessing he will use golems and hogs. Yep. So this is Wolfie's traditional triple golem GoBoHo. I've never seen him do this badly. Always does this with precision. So we got two golems down in play at the moment. The third one goes in once the target is clear. Make sure he goes in the middle. Valk just to help trim off some of these buildings a bit. And now we're jumping in. There's the rage. Second jump. Doesn't look like he'll be using a heal for his kill squad. He's got 17 hogs. So we're all in the middle at the moment. Golem's tanking nicely for the bowlers. King's trimmed off this compartment here. Here come the hogs. And there's his heal spell to meet them. And what I'll do is I'll keep them in the core by trimming out these outside buildings as they go around. That's unfortunate there. But there's still plenty left, guys. Hogs are a lot more resilient since that change. Giant here was tank the Tesla, and although these are pretty low health, they only splashes here. They've got some killing to do before they get to them, so finished off. Good old wizard on the side. I'll fast forward through. Looks like we just have these two buildings. Nice job from Wolfhunter. Let her chase the corner. There we go. And our final highlight. This one goes to CMoney. And the reason I brought this one in is because it's HGHB. Who remembers this one? It's been a while. Just goes to show this raid strat still works on some bases. So we are letting the giants breach whilst we build the funnel on the sides where the bowlers are going to enter. Queen is going to be first target. We've got a CC lure on the side, which is well planned. Here comes that rage, keeping the healers in the rage. There's a poison. There's a second poison. And there's the second rage. So we can guarantee almost all of this is going to be trimmed off because he didn't really lose a whole lot there. We got some hogs pushing the flanks. In fact, all of the Hogs are down now, so they've met with the kill squad. 2 heals for them. We got a whole bunch of base still to go. There's the Tesla farm, but he still has a heal for it. So we got it down nice and early before we lose too many. It's also going to catch the kill squad and the bowlers nicely. So that meetup was really nice. And unfortunately, they're all full health as they enter these last defenses, which means that bomb tower and giant bomb is not going to do a thing. All the abilities go off, plenty to spare. That was a really nice raid from CMoney. So guys, that was the semi-finals. The other war that went off was Destroyers versus Relic War. That was Seed 1, Destroyers versus Seed 4. I believe Relic War won that one, which means we will be facing them in the finals. Now, if we look at our history on Friendly War, we only had 1 loss and 1 tie, and the tie we won on the percentage tiebreaker. But this was our loss, and we lost by a decent chunk. So Relic War, seeing them in the finals, chance to redeem ourselves, anything to play for. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for the finals.